What is up? This is MatteTCG here, and I'm with my brother. My brother here recently got first place over at a Rarity Collection 2 tournament with Tenpai Dragons. So he's going to break this down for you and show you what he played. Is that right?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Woo!
We did it. So let's get started. Isaiah, so let's see what you played with first. Which one do you want to start with?
Alright, we'll start with the main, of course.
Okay.
So, I think this is pretty standard. Just all the standard stuff. 3 Pydra, 3 Chandra, 2 Fadra. I see people running 1, but there are cases where you need the second one.
Okay.
Kaimin, Summoning.
This card's broken.
Oh yeah, this is cracked. It's a better Miscellaneousaurus.
Saying that in a video.
Terraforming to search Summoning just because it's the best way to search it.
Yep. Always need Terras.
Yep. And then the 3 Prosp, you can kill under Prost, so you run out of 3 and you don't care about it. And that's pretty much it. It's all pretty standard.
Yeah, for main core.
Pretty much the same in every deck aside from the 2 Fadra, but everyone runs 2.
Yeah.
There's some people who run 1, but
for sure.
That's pretty standard. So, the actual deck. We got, for board breakers, we got the 3 Fenrir.
Okay.
I made the mistake of every time I side it out, you're actually supposed to side the whole thing out because you don't want to break on 2.
Okay.
So you either keep all 3 Fenrirs in or you side all 3 Fenrirs out. I learned that the hard way. Next for board breakers, 3 Droplet, best card in the game. Mainly because if you use the right card, your opponent can't respond, and if you have dead hand traps because you run like a bunch of non-engine.
You can shut down like stuff on the field like Skull Guardian or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's hard to get out of this, and it lowers attack too, so it helps your little dragons run over guys.
Okay.
So best board breaker. So you already saw that I side shifter, so I made droplets. Next board breaker, Storm. I took it out for a little bit, but I felt like it was missing, and I really needed like a good board clearance and a good way to get rid of a lot of back row, especially Labyrinth is a very hard matchup. So if you draw into the Storm and you wipe the board, you're pretty much ahead.
Oh yeah, because there's still a lot of people using back row decks running around. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. And there's also things that like you don't want to leave upstanding, like Nightmare Pain or Throne or anything in the back. Like VV has a lot of continuous cards, sure. So it's a way to wipe all that stuff. And Duster, best card.
Same.
It's a going second deck, so you gotta run.
He got
Duster.
the ulti too. He recently pulled that.
And yes, this is the ulti. Shout out to J&J Collectibles.
Yeah, go there if you need your Pokemon or other card game collectible needs.
Yeah, because that's where I pulled this guy. All right, so that's it for those board breakers. Next up,
hand traps.
Hand traps. Mag, one of the best hand traps. It's so clutch today when I was versing Yubel. I clutched it both games and it helped me win both games, so Mag is actually too crazy of a card, especially that it searches Pydra on end phase. I would run more copies if I could.
Okay.
It's also level 6 with the other Bestials, so then you can use it to Synchro Climb, and it's a dragon, so you can go into Seals, so just too much advantage off this one.
Bestials are always good.
And I main 2 Nibs. This may or may not change. I know a lot of people are siding Nibs, but a lot of people are expecting people to side Nib. So if you main it and they're like, oh, they probably have it on the side, and then they get punished if they have it in the hand. So I was running 3, but it was turning into a brick because there's a lot of decks that can summon a negate under 5 summons. But if you punish hard. Crazy. Next, hand trap. Ash for the first Ghost Girl.
Yep.
Ogre for the second Ghost Girl.
Ogre's becoming good because there's a lot of continuous spells and field spells this format.
Oh yeah. And the third Ghost Girl is 1 Mourner. I'll explain it a bit. But Ash, it's too good. Ogre, I might bump up to 3. It's actually pretty insane. There's a lot of decks that would lose to an Ogre. A lot of things like field spells, continuous cards, all those kind of things would lose Ogre. And I got Germans.
Has to change for Nats because you don't want translations.
That's true. There's no Rarity collection, so I'm gonna get all these in secret. But yeah, a lot of ratios in here might change, so this isn't my deck completely, but it helped me get first today. So, and Ogre would probably be one of the first changes. I might run it to 3, because it's just that good. And to explain Mourner, it's not really a Mourner. I see it as a 4th Veiler. I was told, shout out to Bobby and Renix, don't look at Mourner as Mourner, look at it as a 4th Veiler. And also, it's only against special summon cards, but Veiler is only during your opponent's main phase. So they both have their up and downs, but if it shuts down, it shuts down. Like, it's just that good. Last hand trap, my favorite hand trap.
What is this?
Imperm. Never
Impermanence.
side it out. Never side this
It's always
thing
good. I think it's always good right now.
Oh yeah, like you can use it as a pseudo board breaker, you can use it as a hand trap, and you could use it as a set along with your seals if you go first. So, and it has a Cyber Dragon on it. I love Cyber Dragons, so Imperm, favorite hand trap. That's the one to use. I know there's higher rarities, but I like to use the one from the Cyber Structure deck. But yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 hand traps total, plus the board breakers. So there's quite a lot of non-engine, but this is the ratio I have now. Of course, again, soon to change. But
Subject to change.
Yeah.
So we got the extra deck to move on. Let's move on to that.
Yep. But yeah, things might change because it's not perfect, and of course I'd like to change a lot of things, but this is what helped me get first today.
Okay, extra deck time.
Extra deck. I'm thinking of taking it. Not kidding. Too good. Cracked. Mandatory. I know a lot of people say, oh, you can. It is possible to OTK without Trident Dragion, but it's a must-have. You have to have the card. Mainly because of Prosp and killing under Shifter, and all those other things that like this ends the game. Too good. Too good.
Okay.
I see some people to run 2 of this. I never felt like I needed a second. Usually when you summon this comes up to follow, and you... It's
just dead. They're dead.
Yeah, you usually end the game there. But yeah, I guess if you didn't have this, you'd run a second one. But I never found myself needing another Dragion, or a Transcendent Dragion. Next! Bident. Dual Bident. Cards cracked. I always go into 2. There are games where like I go into 2 Bidents, but it's cracked on special summon another dragon, inflict more damage, and it also has the pop. There are many times where, so this card actually activates in grave to summon itself back, and you can pop a spell or trap, and I always pop the pesky skill drains. I just want to get rid of skill drain, but since this pops from grave, it kind of dodges that, so I think it's too cracked, way too cracked. This should have been hollow.
But hey, you got the deck for cheap.
Oh yeah, that's true.
What else do you got?
Now for the rest of the Synchro Drags, we got the Roses. I was running Ruddy Rose, took it out, never thought I needed it. I was running Samurai Destroyer, but there are times when Moonlight actually comes up. This might change to Samurai Destroyer, I don't know if I want to keep it or not. But Moonlight was really good today, and it's good against Yubel and the Labyrinths. Once you clear the back row, and you bounce their lady, it's like it's. Really
this is also a fire dragon too, so it's there's some applications to that.
Yeah, exactly. So this is an unstoppable Black Rose. If you have the field spell, you just blow the board and then you just continue. There are many times where I did that. Surprisingly enough, today for the Rarity Collection tournament, I didn't Black Rose blow the board, but I did use Moonlight a lot. But even though I didn't use it to blow the board today, I do regularly do that, and never take it out. Black Rose is too good. Quebuilt. I thought I wouldn't ever use it, but there are actually games where I do use it. The pop is good, especially if you want to pop, like, you know, some spells and traps.
It also has a stun on it too, a Digimon stun.
Oh yeah, where it stops the attack, which is pretty good too. But yeah. If you have a Quebuilt, why not? It's cheap, it's common, run it. The last Fire Dragon, or Synchro Dragon, is a Fire Dragon.
Meteor Burst.
Meteor Burst is correct, mainly because if they ash your Kaiman, it's game, right? However, if you make Meteor Burst, or if you have a chance to make Meteor Burst, like you draw Chandra for turn, or that kind of thing, make Meteor Burst in main phase 1, and then Kaimin without any worry, because you don't have to worry about Ash Blossom from that point. But yeah, Meteor Burst 2 cracked, and those are all my Synchro Drags. I know it's a little small compared to a lot of decks, but it's because I have a quite big
Link
non-synchros, yeah.
So let's see that. Let's check it out.
Alright. Seals. I was running 2. I do think 1 is it. I don't know if I'll run 2. When I was running 2, I did go into it, but now that I took 1 out, I don't think I do need a second Seals.
So the 1 is good enough.
Yeah. But also, Seals is good because if you Bestial drew a Swarm on their turn, you can use material and then just sends with it. And then it's also a Disruption, and it summons Fadra on their turn, which provides Chandra. Or if you don't have follow-up, you summon Meg, so you could get the search for Pydra. Okay. Too good. I should get a QCR. I'm thinking about running 2, but I'm sticking with 1 for now. I think the whole day today, I didn't see myself getting another one.
Sounds good.
Next is...
Oh!
Yeah.
Starlight Rare, it's Striker Dragon.
Striker Dragon. You don't use this effect, you just use it as a Link 1 Dark. So you can summon Dark, which did come out today. I use it against Labyrinth, so I can Link Climb. It's just that good. You just use it as a Dark for Dark. And yeah, which I did do against Labyrinth, so that's pretty good. Next up is the Fires. We have Hida.
Okay.
It's good. If they ash you, then you go up. But if you don't, then you can either use Dark or you summon Princess. And this card's cracked. I was running the Raging Phoenix and Zeal package before, but this is just too good on its own. Like, it does so much damage, and it's a disruption, and it's just that good. Extra summon, blah 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 blah.
Nice.
27 attack, so Princess is too good. And the last card, or the last link, Doolittle. I actually didn't make it at all today, and from the day I added it to the deck, never used it. I don't know if I want this to be Raging Phoenix or not, but if they barrier you, the 3 dragons plus Doolittle gives the boosts. That's enough for game. Never did it.
Nice.
I never did it, but if you do get barriered, or when I got barriered, I just set up Princess for disruption and then summon the Seals. So this might change. I don't know yet, but Doolittle's a good card. Shout out Rynix for recommending this. Too good. Too
awesome.
Good. Typhon. That's the last card. Helped me win in time. Funny enough, I was versing Snake, and we didn't do any damage to each other. But then he had some monsters on board. But yeah, I just won with Typhon over a guy and inflicted enough damage for a game. Into time, not the best way to win, but it was good for that. Good bounce. I love this card to bits. Like, if I run both Zeus and this, I would. But this deck can't. But Typhon, very good investment. If you don't have one yet, get one.
Yeah, get yourself a Typhon.
Staple in every deck, honestly. And yeah, that is my entire extra deck.
Okay, let's move on to the side deck, if you're okay to show it.
Yeah, of course. So for the side, 3 Shifter. This deck can kill under Shifter, so why not, right?
Yeah, screw them over too.
Of course.
Because there's a lot of decks that are graveyard reliant, so
and
Shifter comes in.
This card was clutch. So you can't really use your Droplet in the same time as Shifter. But you just side the 3 of these out and put 3 of these in, and it just works just fine. The deck is just fine. You can kill it a Shifter. Help me beat you, Bell. Help me beat Labyrinth. Help me beat Snake. Too good. I think it's just cracked. Honestly, even though I run it, I think it should be hit maybe to 1 or something.
Freaking sacky though.
Yeah, where you could just sack it. But I feel like it's too cracked at 3, honestly. But it does win games, so there is that. And also, what I did today was I used the Bestial to banish it to play Shifter again. So there is that. Shifter is just too good. Next, more graveyard hate. 3 Crow.
How did this come up?
So you use it. I use it against Lab to banish the cards that trigger Engrave, and I use it in Lab a long time ago to banish Transaction Rollback, because Transaction Rollback just nets them way too much advantage. But then when they end their turn and they're about to pass it to you, end phase, banish transaction with Crow, they got no choice. And it's too good. It's good against Snake. It's good against Yubel. It's good against
because like me and my brother theorized that with this format, there are a lot of like decks that are what we call piece reliant. They need a specific card to get their engine or whatever going, or their main win condition going. So by having this, you take out the piece they need, and it can probably net you a turn most likely.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's good against Tenpai because if you summon Bident, they target the monster that they want to summon. You just crow it. Too good. Like honestly.
Or VV banish the low and their Skull Guardians offline.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like it's too good against every new deck. I was running it at 2, but I found missing 1, so I had to. I needed the 3rd.
Good call. Let's see what else.
Next, Pseudo Crows, Druid Swarms. It's good against Branded. I didn't see Branded at all today.
Strangely enough.
Yeah, strange enough. But I did use Druid Swarm because there's most of the time they have like Darks in the Grave from Link Summoning, or you're versing a Dark deck like Lab and all that.
Or like
kind of
Yubel as well.
Yeah, exactly.
They have a bunch of dark types.
Yeah, and Yubel. And of course, this card's cracked with seals because you end phased, Druid them, your turn, and they hit you with that D barrier. You use the seals, send it to grave, get rid of a dude, and then seals is also disruption. So it's really good, good removal when you can't synchro summon, and it's too cracked. Next, 2 Santa Claus. Didn't sign in once today, but if you are versing Yubel or you're versing Snake, they do have level 1 monsters, and then they are going to summon Fucho, the Fucho bird. I think Fucho bird is crazy.
It's a Link. No, it's an XYZ rank 1.
Yeah, it's a rank 1, and you just can't do anything about it. So if you hit that with a Santa Claus, you can OTK. But if not, you gotta wait a turn, which sucks because Fucho's that good, and specifically good against this deck. Mainly because you just can't get over it. But I should have sided against Snake. I lost game 2 because of Fucho. And if they have things like Baguska or any other pesky card, any monster or big monster that you can't get over, like Purely, if they summon their Purely towers, Santa Claus is there for that. I never found myself needing a 3rd. Once you use 1, that's it. You don't really need to do anything else after that. But yeah, Santa Claus is that good. 3 Cyclone. I think Cyclone is cracked. I don't know if I want to run 3. And there was a time where I was about to go into time. They called 5 minutes left. I'm like, oh snap, I can't activate Cyclone because I'll lose. But it is cracked because you can hit back row monsters like in Centurion or Labyrinth, and also you can get rid of field spells.
Just generally good back row removal.
Yeah, exactly. And Skill Drain is a crazy card, so you need this for the Skill Drain.
Skill Drain still at 3?
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah. But there was a time where they changed Skill Drain and I changed Cyclone, so too good. Last card. Didn't side it in once today. It's only good in the Tenpai mirror. They're gonna force you to go first. You just clutch draw into barrier and end the game. This might change too. And one thing you guys did notice, or if you didn't notice it until now, I don't have Heatwave. I took Heatwave out mainly because my total time from the day I picked this up, when I got 3rd on release, and then up until now when I got 1st, no one has ever made me go first.
Yeah, that's
except
strange.
Twice. Yeah.
2 times out of the time you played this deck.
Yeah, 2 times people made me go first. Because people want to go first. So I guess no one really makes me go first. So it's really hard for me to side in barrier because I don't know when to side it in because people just don't want me to go first. Even though me going first is a disadvantage, I never found myself needing a Heat Wave. I guess it is good against going Runic because if you go Heat Wave, then something like Duster or Storm, they can't use Huggin because they can't summon the Huggin. But then you'd have to draw both a Board Breaker and the card. So
that's essentially a -1.
Yeah. So like Heat Wave and the Board Breaker, you're forced to draw that together. So it's a little hard. I might put it back in. Depends how it's going. This deck has been doing me well so far. From the day I picked it up until now, I've topped almost every tournament. I've been cursed with 3rd, but today I finally got 1st, or I tied for 1st.
Still a first though. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, Isaiah.
Yeah.
For this Rarity Collection tournament, what was the experience like for you?
Yeah, so it was at Cute City. Shout out to
Cute City.
And if you are in the Chinatown area, or if you're just in the general Vancouver area, I recommend Cute City.
Yep.
Head out there and get some singles.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so it was a Rarity Collection tourney. My second one, the first one, I didn't make it on time. So shout out Leo, hashtag Leo for the people.
What's up, Leo?
I'll talk more about him later. Yeah, the Rarity Collection tournament was pretty good. Round 1 versus Labyrinth. Labyrinth is too good of a deck.
It's surprisingly strong right now.
Yeah, I was able to 2-0 them, because I just had the out. Sometimes you just have the out, you know?
You had the out.
Game 1, you just have more hand traps, you ash the welcomes, and you game 2 put in the shifter. Shifter is just that good. Next game, I versed Labyrinth again.
That's round 2, right?
Yeah, round 2.
Round 2, another Labyrinth match.
Yeah, shout out Kevin.
What's up, Kevin?
I love Kevin. He was actually the one who helped me with my Labyrinth matchup. We sat down and we ran games after games, just helping me doing the Labyrinth matchup, and I would help him with his Tenpai matchup. And yeah, once again, just had the out. We did go into game 3. He caught a dub on me. But of course, Shifter.
Yep, Shifter's a good card.
Yeah, Shifter does what Shifter does. And the next round, I versed Snake. Snake Guy is too good.
Yeah, best deck in the format.
Yeah, we went to game 3. But yeah, shoutouts to the Snake Eye player because they called time, and I summoned a Typhon, and all I need to do was call Battle Phase, attack, put a little bit of damage on them because in game 3 we couldn't put any damage on each other. But luckily he said, yeah, you got it, because I did have the in time, and he wasn't scum and said, oh, it's time, you can't swing.
He's a good guy.
But yeah, he's a
cool dude.
Yeah, great guy.
Cool dude.
And then last round of Swiss, I versed Sword Soul. The people were sitting around me because I did the most questionable plays. I didn't know what I was doing. I was so scared of Chen Ying.
That's a powerful card too.
Yeah.
Still this format.
I did like the least optimal plays. But Tenpai is still strong enough to 2-0. I still 2-0'd him. But yeah, it was just my brain totally farted.
But yeah, Rhinex, if you're watching this, just take it easy on my brother, okay?
Yeah, it was just I don't know what I was doing. I still won, but I just did the least optimal plays. And I was in the finals. So once Swiss was over, we went to the finals. We had about 4 or 5 people were undefeated. So it was a really weird finals.
They repaired like twice.
Yeah, we repaired quite a bit.
So there was like almost 10 to 20 minutes of like lag time because of that.
Yeah.
It was really weird, but we still got through it.
Yeah, it was good though because I was able to drink some water, go to the washroom, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Gotta hydrate all the time.
Yeah, and it was a very sweaty tournament.
Yeah, it was intense.
There was enough tables to be outside. There was so many tables. And
I think the cap was 25 people.
Yeah, the cap was 25 people, and there's people that ran late. So they could have added more people, but there was just not enough seats. But it was a good thing we went earlier.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was a super sweaty tournament just because it was a Rarity Collection. But my finals round was against Ubel. Once again, drew the outs. Game 1 drew Mag, Game 2 drew Mag.
Too good.
Yeah.
Magged him up too strong still.
So game 1, I magged. He had an unoptimal board. He just ended on Blue Dog. And yeah, he just played the field spell and he go into battle phase. So that just ends the whole Blue Dog.
Yep.
And then game 2, Shifter. Drew Shifter.
Shifter's too good this format.
Yeah, Shifter's a little nuts. And yeah, I had Shifter. He was able to hold off for about 2 turns. But then he ran out of gas. I had too much. I had to set Kaimin. He had 2 cards in hand. But before I ended my turn, I prosperity'd into a Duster. But since I prosed, I couldn't kill him because I played Shifter and Prost. But it's hard to kill under both. But I prosed for the Duster and I wiped his field spell. So he had 1 card in his hand. and he was just top decking. No cards on field, 1 card in hand, top decking, and yeah, it was just too much. And in the very end, there are 3 people who are undefeated. Shout out Leo, shout out Bobby.
What's up, guys?
So speaking of Leo, yeah, so he really wanted the mat. I also wanted the mat, but I wanted the OTS packs. And the tournament was way too long. We were almost hitting 6:30. We started
migraine.
Yeah, exactly. We started before, like, just around 2, and we ended around 6:30. So we didn't want to keep it going. The store had to close at 7. So we split pricing. So we all tied for first at the Rarity Collection tourney. Leo wanted the mat, so I was like, fine, you can have the mat, but can I have your packs? And of course, Leo was a homie. Gave me the packs.
Said yes.
Yeah, and we pulled the Chaos Angel.
Yeah, it'll be in the thumbnail. You'll see in the thumbnail.
Yeah, so the Chaos Angel is the better card to pull. I wanted the Feather Duster to give to my bro.
I'm still using the gold.
I want him off that gold.
No.
But yeah, I run the Ulti Duster. So yeah, we got the Chaos Angel.
Yeah,
so it was good. I had a total of 12 OTS packs, which I think is amazing pricing for the amount of people that came out.
Yep.
And yeah, caught my first dub.
Before we close this out, is there anything in the deck you do want to change?
Yeah, so like I said earlier, I don't know if I want to put Heatwave back in. Ogre could possibly come to 3.
Okay.
Nib, I think is gonna stay at 2, but if I feel like I need another Nib, I might put it in.
Yeah, further testing required.
Yeah, and also rarities. I might change the rarities. Exactly.
Oh, he's gonna bling out his deck.
But yeah, this isn't gonna stay the same. But I am gonna bring Tenpai to Nats.
Yep, the vlog's coming soon, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah. So yeah, you want to end off?
We'll end off. How about shoutouts?
Yeah. So shout out Bobby for letting me
Bobby?
deck him. Shout out Rynix for drilling plays with me, telling me what to tech, telling me what not to tech. So shout out to my boy. Shout out to Leo for running J&J and
holding it down for us over in the New West area.
Yeah, and letting me split top prizing with him. Yeah, shout out to CWG. And yeah, so this is just the locals Rarity collection, but we are gonna take this to a higher level.
Yeah, let's do this.
Yeah.
So anyways, thank you for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, and the vlog for Texas is coming soon. Clutching the flights, got that down, and yeah, see you next time.